different kinds of, people that bothers us. It's not a clear cut, hey, when somebody bothers me, do this. Because there are different things, different situations. It could be that there's just somebody that is just messes with me, or is objectively breaking my boundaries or something, and you got to be bothered, and you, in order to do something. Some other people, some random someone that you mysteriously, we have judgments, and it's just like and reactions, and we don't know why, or the actual facts don't match the reaction. So this means that this person kind of evokes some older file, yeah, and some painful stuff in the past. Or it could be that this person has a strong feature or strong thing that I have actually, and I don't like this. I don't like this in myself, and then it bothers me in them. Yeah, so this is different. Then there's like mommy, daddy, and stuff like that. That is deeper, more knots, where there's long history, there's hurt, there is this initial pain body activated deficiency story, feelings, shock. Yeah, so that's more complex. And so with each one of them, there's some slightly different way to go about it. However, there is something common to all of them. And that element that is in common as a skillful mean is to not do what we mechanically do in sleep. Basically, we get triggered, and then I get identified with this, and I feel that it's their fault that I have this feeling, and they make me feel this way. And then we are making an embroidery in the head, or blowing up, or shutting down, or some version. So, yeah, the common element of all the scenarios will be to, as in the fourth way they say, whenever the moment you are angry or upset, the moment you are triggered, the moment there's suffering, use that as an alarm clock. Use that as an alarm clock, and let it wake you up. Like, whoa, there's some disruption in the field, and be more, reminds you of being more aware. And then depending on the intensity, use the breath, or use whatever you need to do to get more conscious. And then with this ability to witness, rather than be sucked into it, you can investigate. Yeah, you investigate, and first of all, there's a bad feeling or a feeling. In all scenarios, it's the smoothest way is to allow it. To know what it is. It's here, this. It might not be clear straight up as anger, fear, sadness. Might be a cocktail. Might be some energy, and the emotions are slightly suppressed or in the other room. Yeah, so then it needs more time. But if we go into the mind and embroider stories and blame and all that, then we are identified and we don't know what the fuck is happening. So to feel it consciously, feel it spaciously. Because many people are feeling it, but they are not really feeling it. They are collapsing into it. They are churning into it, resisting it at the same time, and embroidering it. Yeah, that doesn't work. Another key element for all of them is or many of them is to check for meaning you know, the principle of the boomerang, you know. Something happened out there, I'm triggered, and it's very likely that I'm triggered because something in me underneath the story and the feeling is activated. So it's always important to check for what old story of mine might have been evoked by this and see it. This already by itself can discharge a little bit. You can see that, oh man, it's me here, man. Yeah. And ultimately, also a key element to all of them is to know oneself as the witness of it. There are some traps here, you know, especially people doing awareness work or fourth way work. There could be a trap that, oh, I'm present to it and I'm separating myself from it and I don't allow thoughts about it, and then I'm very present. So there's some truthful principle in it, but there's a lot of, we don't want to bypass it, we don't want to avoid it, we want to be honest with ourselves and investigate, bring the whole thing, whatever it is, not making wrong, and look at it, unpack it in awareness. In some cases, that thing will discharge, and you realize it's all me, it's all, there was nothing to do with that person. In some other cases, I realized, dude, I need to talk to this person, or I need to cut them off. But these are good to do after investigation. Many of us were like, oh yeah, block. That's not good. And with this deeply stuff mommy-daddy relationship now, that's more complex, and there's not a clear protocol. The same thing applies if somebody out there on the political arena or some organization. All this applies. It's interesting to do this thing. Government.